used to hate it, and I actually still kind of hate it. Like, I'll look at it and I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. Welcome to Reps and Redemption, a podcast for moms who want to prioritize their health and build strength from the inside out. Hey there, mama. I know you long to find the joy in all the things homemaking and motherhood while showing your kids that you don't have to give up on yourself, your goals, or your desired quiet time with Jesus just to be a good mom. I'm your host, Ashley Harvey, former college athlete, wife, homeschooling, faith-filled homemaker, mom of 4, nutrition and strength training coach. If you're ready to take control of your health, lose fat, build muscle, and faith, you're in the right place. Grab that iced coffee and let's dive in. So there's a few things I forgot to mention in last week's episode, in episode 88, and I said I was going to do some housekeeping things at the end, and that's where my mind is lately. I'm just like, what? Forgetting what I said 5 minutes ago. So really quick, I wanted to say when I offered to and really mean that if you have a hard time coming into contact with the Bible, that I'd love to send you one or point you in the right direction. One of the other things that I have been doing, and I've talked about this on the show before, when the show was Raise Her Well, back when I first started podcasting over a year ago, and I made some changes. I felt led to make a few changes, even though I still talk about motherhood every now and again and throughout episodes. But I wanted to share that I did start, one of the housekeeping things, I did start BSF, which stands for Bible Study Fellowship. And there is locations all across the world, actually. And the study guide is online, so you don't have to buy it if you cannot do that. Or if you're like me and you'd rather use your phone or print it out. I ended up buying the study because my daughter was like, I really want the study. And I was like, okay, well, if she's going to have the book, I should have the book too. So I copied her. But you should check that out. You know, it's not too late to join. It's an incredible program to bring your kids to. I bring all of my kids and I check in 3 different babies. And my oldest daughter and I listen to the sermon, or otherwise known as the lecture, and then we go to our discussion groups to discuss the lesson. And this year is the study of John, and I think it's an incredible book. We've already learned so much, and I love different perspectives on, and I love in-depth theology and studying the Bible. So if this is something and you've been like, oh, I don't know where to start, and I don't know, if there's a study around here, just go to, I'll make sure to put it in the show notes, but you can search for a class on Bible Study Fellowship or BSF International. Search for a class near me. A bunch will pop up. If you have kids and you want to bring your kids, make sure it's a childcare location, because some of them are just women's class and childcare available. So those are usually at night or online. So just make sure that there is a childcare class if you're going to bring your kiddos. And it's just incredible. And I wanted to share that with you. I took about 1.5 years off during the COVID mess and when I was pregnant with my other one, because we live very far from our closest childcare homeschool BSF location. I don't want to say very far because we all like car rides, but it's still 45 minutes. But every Tuesday, we truck out to Roswell, Georgia, and we go to our class. And it's amazing. We're only 4 or 5 in, but I am blessed to have an adult child with me to help me carry in the babies. So that is, a bonus on my end. But I wanted to share that with you. And there was something else. Of course, I don't have notes, and I kind of forgot. So I'm scrambling here for what I was going to say, but I can just dive into the episode and get to it to make it worth your time. So I want to talk today about just like my basic, and I've talked about workouts before, but I think, I've had a few questions about like lineups and workouts, and I need to create a few that you guys can keep and download. But, sometimes I'll just walk in. If it's leg day, for example, I'll just walk in and I'll decide, like, am I doing deadlifts Or am I doing barbell squats? Because I won't do both. Usually I will not do both since they're both compound exercises and they take a lot of exertion. So, but if I am doing deadlifts, I will do like a dumbbell pile squat and basically what that is you'll take a dumbbell, you'll hold it underneath your chin, or you can hold it low and you can squat that. So I'll do deadlifts and those, but I won't do barbell squats and deadlifts, if that makes sense. And then I'll add lunges, bent over rows. I'll do leg curl, leg extension. I just worked out with my midwife, she's awesome. And she did a drop set on the leg curls and leg extension. If you haven't ever heard me talk about a drop set before, basically what that is you start with, what you can do 12 times, and then you add weight 12, 10, 8, 6 is high exertion. You can barely get it 6 times. You might be able to get another one if you really pushed, and then you drop it to 12. And right after you finish the 6 reps, you're going to hit 12 reps of the lightest weight that you started with. I love drop sets. I do those with a lot of different workouts. Not deadlifts or squats though. Like I don't do that with compound stuff. I do that with the ones that, you can pull the pin out, put the pin back in, and that's kind of how you do it. And I'll do it with back exercises and stuff. But anyways, my leg workout, and that's kind of the outline of what I do. So I said deadlifts or barbell squats, and then I'll do, let's say it's deadlifts, I'll do deadlifts, pile squats, lunges, bent over rows, leg curls, leg extensions, and call it good. Some people might think this is crazy, but even on leg day, I might even do the Stairmaster. But this episode is mainly leg day plus why I love the Stairmaster. I used to hate it, and I actually still kind of hate it. Like I'll look at it and I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that because I'm not a huge cardio person, but I think this is something I need to share with you because I literally have been doing the Stairmaster every day, like religiously since like the second trimester. and I've been pushing myself to get up in levels. And I think, and when I'm on there, when I'm going slow, I'll do kickouts to the right, kickouts to the left. And I just love it. And it gets my heart rate up from 130 to 145, and I'm on there for 20, 30 minutes. And I really love it. And I never thought I'd talk about the Stairmaster on the show, but here I am because I was trying to get ideas for episodes. And so here's why I love it. So it works out your quads, and the quads are your lower part of like in the front of your thigh, and they get heavily engaged when using the Stairmaster. So like they work to straighten the knee and lift your body weight as you're stepping up on the stairs. So think about it when you're doing the stairs normally, like, oh gosh, the stairs, here we go. It's because it is a workout. It's a pretty legit workout. It works the hamstrings, and the hamstrings are in back of the quad. So they're situated at the back of the thigh, and they also engage and help the knee bend during the downward phase of the stair stepping motion. It works your glutes, and just to note that your glutes are your butt. And side note, I am currently in I guess you could say a butt reformation or a glute reformation. And I do want to lift my butt. I want it to be stronger. I want it to be lifted. And so I've been really focusing on my glutes these last few weeks. And I've actually measured my butt. I can go into that, do a whole episode on working out your butt. I might call it happy butt because that's what I've been saying that I want. So just a happier butt. But it works your glutes, the gluteal muscles, including the gluteus maximus, medius, and minius, and they're all activated as you push your body upward with each step providing power and stability. Now, last episode, I talked about our foundation and being firm and a lot in stability. So if you haven't listened to that episode, I believe it's episode 88, just listen to that episode. It's truly what this show is about. I want to, point to the fact that it is important to have a strong core and stability on the truth, and that is the word of the God. So make sure you listen to that and check it out. It also works the calves, our calf muscles, specifically the gastrocnemius. I don't even think I'm saying that right. And the soleus contract to help point our toes and push off the step. our hip flexors. Can you believe it also works our hip flexors? But especially when I kick out to the side, my hip flexors, I can feel it a little bit more in my hips. Those are located at the front of the hips. And as you engage your legs with each step, those kind of lift and flex. Obviously, I said before, it raises your heart rate. My heart rate gets between 130, 145. It's a great workout for our cardiovascular system, in addition to targeting specific muscle groups. The Stairmaster I don't know. And, it's crazy. And I just mentioned in the last episode, core stabilization. Jeez, I'm just maybe talking too fast. I'm so excited about the Stairmaster. But to maintain balance and stability while using the Stairmaster, your core muscles are engaged and they help you keep your body upright and prevent swaying or leaning. So I might even call this episode Engage Your Core. Overall, lower body toning. And I've noticed too, like regular use of the Stairmaster has toned and strengthened my entire lower body, contributing to improved leg strength and muscle definition. I will say, definitely, I haven't seen improved strength and more leaned out in my thighs, specifically my inner thighs. So I just wanted to share that with you if you're not sure, like if you walk into the gym and someone posted when they got in the Facebook group, like they just don't want to look stupid when they're working out at the gym. You can always go straight to the Stairmaster. And then while you're on the Stairmaster, pro tip, you can plan your workout and just look up a few things. And yes, I will be creating a leg workout and an upper body workout. And once those are made, I'll let you guys know. And you can just open that on your phone and like jump on the Stairmaster for, as long as you can last. Because if you haven't done it in a while or if you've never done it, I will be super impressed if you can last more than like 15 minutes, because it is work for sure, especially if you're on levels, not just like super, super slow, but if you're on levels, so like level 5 and higher, but you can do it. So I wanted to share that with you. And I think that's just the gist of this episode today and why I love the Stairmaster, in hopes that give it a try. And, again, back to that core stabilization, geez, just maintaining your balance and stability can also help throughout the day as being a mom and a homemaker, and just focusing on our true stability in the Lord, and making sure that another pro tip is, if you don't get that much time to do your Bible study, Stairmaster is a great location to open up the Bible app on your phone. So I just wanted to share that with you today, and I hope this has encouraged you. Again, like I said in the last episode, I have a speak pipe. I would love to hear from you. Please send in a message, send in a question, say your first name, last name, or just your first name and where you're located. And I'd love to play your question on air over the show and answer it as like if we're talking, face to face, having coffee. All right, friend, until next time. If this episode inspired you, will you share with a friend? I would be so grateful if you would leave a podcast review on your listening app of choice. Remember, the content provided in this podcast is for informational and educational purposes only and is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Please seek the advice of your qualified healthcare provider with any questions you may have regarding a medical or health condition. Remember, be bold, mama, and live well. Until next time.